Hey, this is Bill back in the Coach's Cave, and today I'd like to do a follow-up video on my last video on defending the edge. Defending the edge is probably the most important thing you can do during the year. I went to a clinic once by Roger Holmes. Actually, I was at a couple of his clinics. They're fantastic. If you have a chance, go sit down and listen to Mr. Holmes. Uh, he is one of the premier run game head coaches. He coaches out of Georgia. I think he leads the nation in rushing just about every year. So he had made the comment when he's talking about personnel and blocking schemes. He was giving up some stuff in the interior on the A gap, and he said, I can win the game by giving up the A gap. I can't win the game by giving up the C gap. So here we are out in the C gap, and how we defend this piece of territory, this strategic chunk of grass, is probably one of the predominant factors that determines the outcome of your season. So I'm going to spend a little more time on it, okay, and get a little more detailed. And last time too, I left the joke route. Things apply to both sides. We can box this side, spill this side. We can change day to day, week to week, game to game, play to play. And these guys have interchangeable responsibilities on pass rush and run fits. But I'm going to spend time over here. Just know our joker is doing pretty much the same technique. If the ball's going away, just like the Sam, he's looking for counter coming back. He's looking for reverse coming back. He's looking for bootleg before he does anything. He's cutting the cord, run the heel line, but he's waiting for the ball to declare itself to this side, and he's looking for anything coming back. Okay, and if the ball's going this way, Sam does the same thing. Okay, then they do it from here, right here. Okay, so on this front side with this C gap, okay, the Sam has his inside leg up, his outside back. He's attacking his outside shoulder, okay, and trying to replace the tight end in this spot right here. The tight end, of course, is static. He's going somewhere, okay. And primarily we want to stop is power, buck sweep, attacking this edge. So primarily we want to worry about his double team. So we get on his shoulder, we hit his outside shoulder, we open his hips this way, it's harder for you to get a double team. Also, this guy, even though he's B gap, he does a lot with setting the C gap. So he is using technique. A lot of defensive linemen use deep penetration steps, trying to get aggressive upfield. We don't do that. Okay, we're a lot like offensive linemen. We have a jab step, power step, quick step. Okay, and how it works is, and how it's crucial to how we set the edge is, his inside foot is first. Okay, he's reading the block. Okay, his second foot is in the ground, stabs real fast, and now by the time they make contact on the second step, he is same foot, same shoulder on the inside shoulder with his hips in that B gap on that offensive tackle. What that does is several things. It makes him, if he's double teaming, he has to take a bad angle. Okay, he can't get into the meat of the defensive end. He can scrape the linebacker now, but where we play our alignment, 30 technique, and wider, depending on where they're doing, okay, at 4.5 yards, okay, that makes it very hard for him to flank our linebackers. So we've kind of taken away their tight end. We slowed him down, we've taken him away, okay? Also what it does for this guy, it keeps the tackle from releasing, okay? Having a clean release on a linebacker too and flanking our linebackers. Now, with his third steps upfield, if he's getting trapped and they release or they get away and try to scoop somebody, okay, and they're trapping back, okay, that third step now is same foot, same shoulder. He's ready to take the trap. Now, anyone interior, all of our interior linemen are spillers. So they sit, head in the hole, and take on the trap, okay, from deep. Trying to spill everything outside, squeeze the hole. So how he manages and gets his hips in this B gap goes a long way to protecting this C gap, because now we don't have the movement here they want, pushing that guy out and making this hole wider, okay? Okay, now the linebacker, as I mentioned, he's wide and he's filling. He has, in our base, obviously, he's the force. I talked about the force. He's attacking running back, inside hip out. He's a tackler. The ball bounces into space. He's contained. Okay, the Mike has that C gap, but he's not. What we've done is we've pretty much taken C gap away from him. He's still check reading that. B gap's gone. It's a cloudy read. This is a cloudy read. Nose guard is going to pass strength. Okay, the Mike now can scrape over top. The strong safety's coming down. He's reading blocks. He's cued on the Sam. If we get a crack, he's crack replace. He's always replacing linebackers. Okay, we got the corner out here playing contain in space. So we got bodies coming. Okay, free safety, depending on the technique. He's 9 yards. If he can't play a run from 9 yards, he's not your strong safety. He's 9 to 12 yards off the ball. Okay, and his technique varies, and that's getting more in the pass. I'm going to try to stay away, but he should be involved here if there's an ISO coming up or something inside. Okay, he's the safety valve in the run for interior. He's basically replacing the will linebacker. As the will linebacker goes, he's down and over. Okay, so the problem, one of the problems I showed that they tried to create for us was seemed to be the flavor of the year for spread teams was bunches. Okay, and then they put a run back to that side. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Our rules are simple. Okay, he's still considered a tight end. It's a tight bunch. He's within 3 yards of the last man line of scrimmage. So the Sam is outside leverage number 2. Corner is outside leverage number 1. He's still contained from outside leverage. He's still force. Okay, Mike is still in here 4.5 yards. He's still a C. Now we do have stunts where we can put another body over here, but that changes when we got to worry about Q lead here. But we still fit the lead blocker outside, inside. So if we leave the Mike guarding B gap, he can fall back in and be in his fit real easy. But let's just stay base 4I. So the Mike now is a cloudy read here. He's strong in this gap. But that's kind of, I declared this as a gap, which it is in the previous video. And but by playing the outside shoulder number 3 in this tight bunch, he's basically 2-gapping this. And what he's done is we've taken pass responsibility off him in that bunch, because with that bunch, they're kind of, and him in the backfield, it's kind of limited what they can do. You know, of course, in pass, we have first out, first in. Will drops the hole. If he crosses, okay, he can't really get vertical from here if we play up hard. Of course, we have the strong safety back covering verticals, but if he attacks the outside shoulder of this, he's from here, okay, well, again, this territory, he's effectively 2-gapped this C gap. So in that video, I didn't account for a guy in that gap. But by cheating and 2-gapping that, we still have numbers to space where they ultimately want to get the ball anyway. Now, they can counter that, and they do, by not being bunched that tight. Kind of get the quasi bunch. Okay? Which we just play our trips rules out here now. And we can do this 2 different ways, but in our base trips rules, the Sam now is inside leverage. Apex is 2 and 3. Mike now has a clear C gap. Sam now has this D gap. Okay. Corner still has contain. Strong safety, he's filling, but his primary is that D gap. We have numbers of the whole. Of course, this guy could be an issue, lead blocking in space behind a running quarterback. That's something we ran into in the playoff game. The guy was bumped. He created a lot of conflicts. He could throw on the run. So if we came up, he'd throw to receivers. If we stayed back, he was able to run. He broke some big plays, big 3rd and 4th and longs on us. But how we play this guy, he can create a new gap, okay, in space blocking. But how we handle, how we fight through blocks in space, we drill that weekly, inside out leverage. So we attack the inside of the blocker in space to take away the cutback, and we scrape across their face to continue on pushing the ball to the sideline. So we don't run behind blockers, we don't run around blockers, we go through blockers in space, which eventually makes, ultimately makes our defenders 2-gap defenders in space on the move. And it discounts their number advantage. So one of the problems we ran into where we did get a conflict wasn't the bunch, which I showed in the video, was the previous video, was this tight end twins look. Okay, what it did was ask good questions. My Sam said, I got a tight end. I'm outside leverage attached tight end. Obviously, we had a clear run strength side, green's our run strength attached tight end. We have a clear pass strength side with 4 receivers on this side. So that's not a problem, okay? Other than what it did is it controlled our free safety, which I should have had some different looks so they couldn't be as predictable with him. But that put him high middle. There's some techniques where you can open hips this way, drop back. And his rule was to watch for the double of number 1, okay? Because this was a really good receiver on this side who could really dependable vertical receiver, okay? So, but we're back here on the edge. So we're good on the C-gap here with the Sam, but now they're not really attacking C-gap. They're basically making a new C-gap we're taking away, and they're attacking here in space. So with this quarterback being so fluid, we counted him as the running back and just counted him like a guard. We really didn't even call the potential of Green coming back. We have attached tight end. We didn't respect his running skill. We respected his. So we called this all run strength, which is what they did to us. So what we ultimately had to do, because we were getting this, and this, and this, and the quarterback in here, is the Mike had to hip out a little bit. Okay, could have done a little bit of hawk, but I stayed 4-eye. Let the Mike hip out. We went into our cover 2 read rules. So now he's still back on the rule of number 2, where he's apexing between 2 and 3, playing a short wall of 2, match carry, delivery, strong safety, and he had a flat rules, and we had to cut because now he had 3 vertical with the tight end. Okay, and he had to cut the Sam, so he match carry, deliver, come down. He had flat responsibility, and we still had numbers. We had 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 with a free safety sliding, and the Will dropped in the hole for anything that came in. Okay, so we were still good there, and with the Sam in space, it gave us a little bit of leverage on that quarterback. They couldn't as easily wall us down and gain as much ground in the gaps. The trouble was when we did that, he was scramble drills, and we were losing leverage in the chaos. So once the play became undesigned, broken, they had the advantage with their athletes, and they had obviously drilled scramble drill, and we practiced for scramble drill, but they were, they created conflicts and they made some great plays. So, but that is ultimately the short of ways you can defend these gaps in this space right here, which that is probably the most valuable real estate on a football field at any level. So I hope that helps you. Hope that answers some questions that I may have created in the last video. And I'd like to thank you for watching. So peace out.